Good day, everyone. Welcome back here to No One Made Mention of This, brought to you by Kiva and Tet, together with my boy, Tasmatitotahiti.
The boys are back in the building.
It's been a very long while,
Yes,
and
sir.
I think today we're just going to welcome ourselves back here on the show and have some little brief discussion. And I think I suggested a topic where we get to just talk about what it was like when during our early days and what it looks like now, and factors that stimulated the change in us. So I think we'll go first with Flyboy Tet.
That's a long, deep question.
Yeah, man. Let's not take it too deep.
The question he has three aspects to the question: how your early days were like, then what stimulated the change, and where you are at now. So if you can keep those in mind.
Okay, my early days. When you say early days, what do you mean
Like how you were before now. What made you change from how you were before?
What do we used to call it that time, sir? Is it fresh or?
No.
They always call you one name for 100 level, guy.
He
knows the name. That's why he's not saying it.
The 100 level wasn't really.
Oh, you forgot him. No.
That's fresh.
Precious.
Oh yeah.
Precious.
No, that was not 100 level.
That was 100 level, guy.
That was
when he used to go to
200
our
level.
compound at 80k.
It's what first person.
Yeah.
You guys can.
Freshest with his
can-
vans.
I wasn't there. Me, he's in class.
Costa, also say that.
So fly, Drip King. You're calling it
Yeah,
like
Drip King, freshest.
Yeah. So I don't know. From the start, yeah, me, I just like looking nice. I don't know if there's actually a big change, safe, you know.
That means you don't have much to say.
Yeah, I really don't have much to say on that aspect. So the next one is
What
changed?
stimulated
What's
your
the
change
change?
and then how you are now?
I think the main thing I would say that I noticed about myself is change towards people, towards life. Like I don't actually get angry easily or judge sharp, you know. But before I might get, but now I understand it's life and everything, you know. Things come and things go. So that's what I can say about that.
Alright, so thank you for
That was too brief.
that was like summary.
I really don't know this.
But I thought, it's what you have to say. That's if it's nothing more. Me, what I was like before, I was egotistic, narcissistic. I was just all the bad traits you could have. I used to feel myself too much. I used to be understanding. I didn't like apologizing. I didn't like saying sorry. I hated like being wrong. So even if I wronged someone, funny enough, and I hated people offending me, but I would offend everybody without a care. I don't know what necessarily stimulated that growth. I feel like it's a normal stage of life for you to just
Nigga, you denying it now.
what? No, that growth of like that one.
Okay,
I don't know what's that one. I was already on my road to changing. As if when I entered school, I started changing and stuff. But then what stimulated like my actual growth now currently was, there was a girl that I was, in back in my 200 level days, there was a girl that, I was like, damn. My current state, then I felt like I wasn't worth the girl. I needed to upgrade to catch up to her level and be ahead. Because so she motivated me to be like, I was reading more, I was more organized,
Shout out to
I
the
was
girl.
taking care of myself more, I was more religious, I became like a completely different person. I became like me, I'm usually like a negative person, but she brought like light into my life. I was more caring about other people. I just became like a 360 of myself. I became more friendly and stuff. Even though me and the girl now we're not really talking or on good terms or whatever, but I will still always love what she did for me.
Shout out to the girl.
Shout out to her because she changed me for the better. Even if we're not together, I still have the core lessons that I was taught. She didn't really teach me anything. She made me see it for myself. And now I feel like I'm a more understanding person now. Because even if someone does something bad, my first instinct isn't to just go into why would they do that. It's more like, okay, let me try and understand why this person did that. As opposed to before now, if person vex me, baba they crease, I go enter but now it's more like if someone does something wrong to me, it's like, okay, even if I disagree with what you did, I can try to argue for why you would do something like that.
True.
Like if someone steals your phone now, or like maybe the guy stepped on your shoe or did something, before you jump into what's wrong with this person, like I'll try to be like, okay, I can understand maybe why he did.
He was
something
probably hungry.
Like that. He was probably hungry. He probably didn't see me to like step on my shoe. The insult, he probably maybe he wasn't thinking straight. He was stuff like that. So like now I'm more
See, that's some level of
understanding.
tolerance now.
Yeah, like it's I always it's understanding.
It's tolerance. I
You
think.
know,
you tolerate. No, what's even crazier is that what's crazier is that you can feel what you would have done.
yes.
Yeah.
Because that's let me tell you, one is even as simple as like someone stepping on me. Let's say yesterday Juma now after prayer, I placed my Crocs like at the entrance, and then one nigga just kept his leg on the Crocs throughout while they were giving the sermon.
Even me,
And
when I come-
if first they scratch me,
Ah,
I was saying,
this is so
I just leave the guy alone. Then.
Same. Sometimes
We just prayed and I just took my
sometimes just like I see, Baba, why you no match your shoe? Like the guy who and I'm just looking at him. I'm sure he doesn't
Yeah.
match my shoe.
Yeah, exactly.
I just what will I take this one?
Before me, I would
Yeah.
just look with one bad eye, spark my chicken for this and shit. But I just left him like,
Yeah.
do what you like.
Now I'm even a person that if you step on me, I'll tell you sorry.
Yeah.
Just to end it right there. I don't even want. I don't
I
even
feel
want
like
stress.
my past is actually doing a very good job for me.
So
Because what,
you
what
see,
would I've done in
someone
the
like Tet now, Tet is like innocent. Or I know innocent. Tet is like pure. Like he doesn't have a bad side. He's just like, oh, me. I was down. Like I used to be like if I met my former self, like I can't even read my former text messages from like 2, 3, 4 years ago. I was like, what the hell is this? I felt like I was the one above all. I don't know. I can do wrong, and you guys should just
main
accept
character
it.
syndrome.
Yeah, main character syndrome basically. Because
Everybody are just
everybody bows down to my will.
Yeah.
And then that's not how life works. But I won't really say it's tolerance, Abdulkadir. I would say it's understanding because tolerance is more like tolerance has a level. Once it passes the level, it changes. But understanding is more like you break it down before
you
it
believe
builds
that
up.
this one also has a level.
Well,
This
understanding. Obviously, you have your human persona with you now. If person do waiting basketball, you go take him. Normal. But like, I'm not a violent person, but like, I just saying now for the most part, my initial response isn't to go straight into judging. It's to, okay, why?
It's sweet, but because like even the past like speaks very well for you because because people know that the usual Abdulkadir will get pissed if they do such thing, so they rather not do it. So now even when they do it, I just say no big deal.
And it's actually like
Like didn't want if you just step on me by mistake now, you just turn back quickly to tell me something like I don't
Yeah.
like
or when somebody
Active,
intentionally tries to tease you, I mean something where if they are done before, you would have pissed you
Yeah,
off.
never
Now they do it now, you just be laughing and you'll be shocked like, this usual, or maybe like they want to argue with you about something that before you would have been like for 2 hours you'd be arguing with them, and they do it now you're like, okay, don't worry.
Me, but I even hate it if someone is telling me sorry too much.
yeah. It's not that big.
Like, it's not that big.
Like that's
very-
why I tell them sorry before they start, so that I just end it there. Like if you step on me, I'm like, oh sorry. I'll
But
kill my
honestly, I
shit.
used to find
There's one day we were in the one girl like that. I don't know what happened. It's like, we used to joke with people and I don't joke with her. She now like gave a response and I didn't like look at her. Obviously, she knew I heard what she said. So, if it were anybody, the reply he would have given would be like something that will stimulate one kind of back-to-back talk like that. But me, nah, I can't reply that. I just keep quiet. So after the post just came, started begging me now. She didn't know like, oh, she's sorry. I was like, Mom, I don't forget that to very happen, no, because if I had replied then, but me, I beg, no worry, go. She kept insisting, sorry. I said, me, I already get issue.
yeah, it's not that deep, honestly.
It's not that deep now. It's not that deep.
You done already.
Me? Okay, but I don't know what this is, man.
Well, you see, in my own case, I feel like it's Kiva speaking, by the way. In my own case, I feel like
voice now. You know your voice. I don't know your voice.
so. I feel like in my own case, it's just been divided into like series of phases, and then sometimes there'll be like a deep midway, and then there'll be another rise, and a bunch of many things like that. Because if you go back to even before I got into uni,
What happened to you?
maybe you're pressing your phone. That's all.
Sorry. I'm hearing them.
So if you go back to like even back before uni days, like I can't really say what I was in secondary school, but I realized that I can say that I was resistant to like so many bad things. Though I still picked up a lot of bad things, but like there's some crazy ass stuff that you guys don't even want to know about that I was resistant to.
Why would you say it?
Yeah, well, like it's like secondary school is crazy, especially from that my kind of secondary school. And I came out successfully, and then not for once I got like suspended. It's only one, yeah, honestly, like the record clean somehow. You get because my school like so we don't collect once or twice.
Yeah, obviously.
Indefinite, whether indefinite suspension or where I was like one guy that a lot of people don't know. Only few teachers knew me. Like maybe my physics teacher now, she just knew me because of maybe some tests or stuff like that. But like knew me because of like bad attitude. Nah. Not like I don't do them, but they don't catch me most times. And I don't do the crazy ones. Like the ones that if you catch it, you still probably forgive me and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like run away when they are flogging people, skip money portion, those kind of things. Yeah, like that. So like a lot of things like that. And a lot of beliefs from Lagos and being thrown down here in Sokoto and like things were a bit different and the mentality.
I have a big question for you. Like, how has this made you? Because this guy literally did like a teleportation. Is it teleporting or whatever?
180 degrees
From the western part of the country to the western, to the northwest. Okay, let's just leave it like that. Most west to the most north. Has that like impacted your life? Like, it's like, do you even like environment because normal someone from Lagos will never want to come to Sokoto, like, you know, from everything obviously Sokoto North bush you know. Now let's fix facts. So how does that even, I don't know, impact? Do you like the change or not?
I think there are like two answers to that question. So for the very first start, when I got here, I would say I didn't really like it. I didn't even like it. I didn't even like the people. I didn't like the culture. I didn't like the food. I didn't like anything about it. But I think one thing that changed me for sure was the fact after when I listened to one podcast from Ambos, and then one doctor that was invited on the show said something. The only way you could thrive in areas where you are not really from is to adapt, to learn everything that they do. Because if you get somewhere now, the food that they are eating is what they've been eating for years, and that's how they've been surviving. Their way of life is how they've been doing things for years, and so like for you to thrive amongst them is to learn their own ways. That doesn't really make you part of them. That doesn't make you them, but that helps you. Like that gives you an edge over a lot of things. And since that time, I decided to like start making moves to practice the language and all of those things.
Yeah,
You understand?
This guy now, he has more kaftan than me, more caps than me. Like he just wants to sew, you know, northern attire like that. So I can see
Yeah,
the
you know,
it has been touching.
I really want to get out of this place and meet someone like some Sokoto and be able to like say, oh, dude, like I schooled here. And it's not like I don't have to convince you. Like you can see that there's a bit of knot in me. And you know, everything you go through in life makes you, whether good or bad. So if they cannot speak for themselves, like I'm not even interested in hiding anything. I want you to see me in Scotland and say, oh, I'm from Nigeria. Like those traits are still with me. Those things that make me, you know, a bloody Nigerian is still there. All of those things. So I feel like growth has been like facial, and it's like, you know, you grow here, you dip again, you grow.
Like phases.
Oh, yeah.
You know, yeah, like
Not phases.
no, like
In
you know,
phases.
pH. You get.
I feel it.
So it's like you grow, you dip, you grow, you dip, you grow, you dip, you grow, you dip, and everything has been based on different. I feel like different strikes, but I think one of the most important one for me that really changed me, because some of them are like little bumps and stuff like that, but like the most important one for me was the one I had with Prof. Unisa, and I was just lucky and fortunate enough to just attend one examination as a simulator with the G6 student. It was like they were having like psychiatry exam. They are OSCE. So I was one of the simulators, and I sat down. So prior to the exam, he sat me down and started talking about some things with me. And the first question I can remember he asked me was like, who do I like the most between my mom and my dad? Then I was like, oh, my grandma. I was like, oh, there's that too. You know? And I was like, oh, there's that too. And then we dived deep into everything. And then this man literally created a schedule for me. Do you get? And I started following the schedule. And from that time up to now, that's why this nigga sees me waking up at 3 a.m. I'm like, oh, what's this guy doing up? Nah, it's the prof, man. He did everything. So I feel like I stick to those things and a lot of other things. You know, a lot of beautiful people that I've met, friends, you know, families that I've been able to like embrace. I think even Martin McConaughey like played a very big role too. Like, you know, different people like that. Like, yeah, you know, different people from different aspects. And I feel like learning is just so continuous that I learn from so many people, and they don't even know that I'm picking those traits.
They don't know now.
Yeah, like eventually I just feel like everything sums up to me, and I'm still learning. I feel like one of the biggest goal for me right now is to learn so much from the Holy Quran, because I feel like that's where most of the lessons are coming from.
True.
Yeah. But I think that should summarize what and where Abdul Kadir is going right now.
At first, giving us an insight.
I've already said most of my own distance. I've already said I'm still growing. Me too. Yeah. There's some traits that I'm some bad traits that I'm picking up, and I'm hoping I will drop. The good ones I'm still hoping to pick up, because I don't feel mentally I'm where I'm supposed to be in terms of my behavior and what I expect of myself, which might be a bad trait in it of itself, where I feel like I'm never up to where I'm supposed to be.
It's not a bad trait. I think it's normal.
I feel like it can become very bad, especially when like things are too much for you and you feel like you're stagnant, even though you're actually doing fine. You not feel like you're not doing anything at all. You're just in the same place. I feel like that might be, but at the same time, I'm happy with the way I've.
Let me ask you guys one question. Have you ever thought of Have you ever thought of like correcting a particular character trait in you, and then you dip too much correcting it? What I mean is, like, let's say you are the selfless type and you choose to be a bit selfish with stuff, and then you become too selfish, and and then you have to correct that back up to come in between.
Yes, I've done that. Mine is even the opposite. I was a selfish person, and I started becoming too selfless. It was even hurting me because it was like I was there for everybody. Before nobody did follow me talk, I was not there for everybody. I was with everybody, trying to be like there for everyone. And then when my own thing comes up, nobody can't be there for me. Well, not nobody, but like the people that I was there with for even their dark times, they didn't pull up for me. So the thing now made me think like, okay, you can structure your life in like rings of depth. Like the closer the ring is to you, that's like how involved you should be. Because there are people, you have friends, obviously, but you have like people who are like friends, but their friendship level is not the same with those other people. So it's like you are standing in the middle of a circle, and there are more circles around them. So the closer the circle is to you, that's like how your range reaches. Your range won't be to the extent of that last one. Obviously, they are around you, but you don't have to get too deep with them. While the ones that are in the closest proximity to you, those are the ones that, okay, if something is up, you know they are there for you, you're there for them. So you're the one that has to put who is who where. You have to know who are you going to be there for. You have to know who you won't, not that you won't be there for them, but who, even if they're not there for you, you won't really mind it. So you being there for them is just like sadaka. You're like, cool. I'm there for you, but I know even if something is to happen and the person would be able to do something, you are not, even if they don't do it, or they intentionally don't do it, you really won't care. Unlike the ones where it's
and like when they do, you was like, oh, thanks.
Oh, thanks. Because you didn't expect them to do it, but they did it. But if they didn't do it, it's cool.
That's fine.
That's
you don't get too hot like when people don't do stuff for you in that way.
That hurts if you're there for someone in like their darkest times, and then you're going through a lot, and then the person is just there like, that should hurt, bro.
Yeah, but to me, but I feel like the first ring you should have around is family first.
I disagree with that. Because I have very family to me is brother than blood. Because it's like there are friends that I have that are family. Because family is who is there for you, who shows up for you when you even least expect them. I have people, there are people I have who like they are far from me physically, but we are there for each other. Like, we are family basically. And then I have people who are related to by blood, DNA, word for word we did, and those people couldn't care about me.
When I mean family, like you don't go uncle side.
No. That's still your family.
No, I get it's family. Your family. When I'm talking about family, is like person where your mama born, where your papa born. Like your mom, your dad, and your siblings. Those are the first family. So you can pick extended families to join because you feel like these people are actually deep too.
I thought we were talking about like me.
I'm talking about the circle now.
The circles I was talking about.
So the closest circle to you is family.
The circles I was talking about was for friends. Family isn't in that circle.
Then what are where did they fall then?
Yeah, in you, nigga. What? The dot is you and your family now. The circles is like the friends. And even me, I feel like there are some people who are not in front of the circle. They are friends, but they're in front of the circle because it's like they know my mom. I know their mom. We go to each other's houses. We stay. Like those ones are like we're basically blood. You know those uncles that aren't your uncles. That's like daddy. Like he's not related to you guys at all. But that nigga has been there with your dad for maybe like 40-something years. And like he's basically uncle. Yeah. Sorry, I have those type of people in my life. And then I can't now not call those people family. That's an insult to them. Everything we've been to, their family.
That's fine.
So that's just
that makes sense. That makes sense. But I think we've done, good justice to bringing ourselves back here on the podcast or the show.
NMOT.
Yeah, Nomot, that's the code. So I think from now on, I think we'll keep like a distance of maybe 2 weeks interval between the episodes while we release them. Just consider this as an introductory episode for our arrival. So by God's grace,
to have new guests.
Yeah, and there are a lot of guests that we want,
but we're not sure if we will have.
I feel like sometimes it's the location to record the podcast.
It's not the location; it's the guests themselves. Some people, I won't say anything more, but some people really don't rate us.
No, guy, we're forever rated.
No, we rate ourselves obviously, but some people are like, we invite them and it's like, it's cool. You don't really have to, but like, I prefer someone who just says no. Now for someone to tell me like, I'll think about it or I'll get back to you. When
sometimes they're actually thinking about it.
Some of them actually think about it, but there are some where deep down you're going to say no, but you're saying you don't want to hurt. Nigga, just tell me now. Let me move on to the next person. For me to keep a slot for you, and then at the last moment you're like, I'm sorry, I can't wait. It's mostly girls. Guys usually don't.
Yeah, but sometimes they consider a lot of things security, their steez, you know.
Their steez.
Yeah, honestly, like
I
that's
mean, no con get steez.
yeah. And sometimes some of them feel like, oh, well, you know, girls now, they are just that.
So that's what I'm
yeah.
saying. So I feel like we should have a few guy guests on as well more.
We will.
The best episode for me, apart from the one we recorded about with Tet, was the one you did with your guys in Lagos. I feel like a guys only episode that's not just us can also be very fire.
That'll be all on this episode, guys. Stay tuned for more episode. Also, we'll be dropping them, I think, every 2 weeks, I think. Yeah, thank you very much, guys.